Hello, we are going to do screen printing today, so you should have cut out your stencil. Now what we're going to do is we're going to position where we want our stencil to be, so just over there, and then we're going to masking tape down where we want it to be. So just going to put a little bit at the corner there, and another little bit of that at the corner, there, and down. So we've got our fabric, we've got our stencil, then we get our, we need to make sure that the ink isn't going to get on any other part of the fabric. So I'm going to just use some newspaper or any other paper you want to use to cover it up, so like that. So what we're going to do now is, hopefully you can see, it's all being covered. Okay, so now I'm going to get my screen and I'm going to put my screen on top. Okay, making sure that it's on top of the stencil. There we go. And then I'm using black, so I put some black down here. And I'm going to use something called Fabric Medium. You see that? It says medium. And this makes the acrylic paint suitable for fabric. So you need to put like 50% paint and then 50% medium in. And then you need to mix it until you can't see any stripes in it. So I've got just a jug here and a paintbrush. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to just put down the ink at one end of my stencil, like that, in big blobs. And then I'm going to get my squeegee. So this is the technical name for this tool, is a squeegee, which is a piece of rubber in some wood. And what you need to do is you need to drag the ink across, stamp it down one end. You should be able to see your stencil coming through. And then move it the other way, 2, stamp, and then drag the ink across. Right, so I need to print this all the way along my material. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my screen out the way. I'm going to pick up my stencil. Like this. And I'm going to move it to the next part of my material. So if I move you at the same time. Okay, so there's my first screen print. And I'm going to put my stencil down again, because you can repeat this. Okay, and repeat the next one, which is covering it up with newspaper. So, covering up with newspaper, and there we go. Putting the screen on top. Okay, so now the screen is on top, my stencil is down, and I'm going to repeat the process. So put in my squeegee ink along the end of where my stencil is, getting my squeegee. Okay, and I'm going to drag it across once, drag it across again, and a third time lucky. Pick up the ink so we can use it again. Call it ink, screen printing ink, and then lift it up again, go. This might happen. It might get a little bit wet. Okay. Then we'll just have to tape it back together. So, here we go. So there's my next one, and you can see there's a little bit of a mistake there because obviously the newspaper didn't completely cover it, but we're still going. We've got 2 lots of our zebra print now, and then I'm going to put it back down here, tape it in place, get the rest of my stencil, because we like to keep the stencils to put in the book so we can see your cutting skills. So I'm going to just try and join up my stencil there, put it in place. Okay, cover up the rest of it with newspaper. And again, we're going to repeat, and we're going to put ink along the top. You can do this, it's probably easier to do it in pairs. So one person holds the screen, otherwise, just like me, hold the screen down with one hand, drag the ink across your design, stamp it down, drag it back, ink it down, and third time lucky, and remove. And then obviously the stencil's a little bit ruined now, so when we lift it up, part of it's going to stay. Now there is the option to do a third one, so 4th one even. And so I'm going to just remove my stencil and join it up, and you can see there's another mark there. And then this is only going to actually do half the last one. But I'm going to still go with it because it's nice to get this pattern going across. I'm going to lay my stencil down there. Yeah, I think the ink's been coming out a bit. Anyway, right, and the last time using my stencil. Okay, drag it across. The ink going down. Drag it across, and third time lucky, and drag. Okay, and then I go up again, and you can see that is my screen printed fabric ready for my bag, unless you want to do a second one on top. Okay, thank you.